In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can analyze social networks and organizational expertise networks using graphs and AI. This is a very useful workflow because if you represent a network of people and skills within your organization as a network graph, like you see right now on your screen, you can quickly see what are the main skills inside this organization, what are the key individuals, and how you could also connect different skills and individuals in an interesting way. For example, here we're seeing a social network of the current Trump's administration, and we can see that they are particularly strong on political strategy, business management, and legislative affairs. But for example, there are some stuff that are missing. So this is a great way to identify the strong and the weak aspects of any social network, of any organization, and to see how you can connect those people and skills better in order to reach the objectives that your organization has. And by the way, you can also use absolutely the same approach for visualizing your personal network. So for instance, here I have a network that I built from some of my friends and their skills, and this is really great because you can actually use such network in order to see what are the gaps in your network, like which people you could introduce to each other, which people that you know could actually benefit from getting to know each other, for instance, and exchanging ideas. So that can also be very useful for your personal life as well. In the first part of this video, I'm going to demonstrate some of the insights that you can get from such network and how you can use the graph in order to extract some really valuable observations about any organization. And then I will demonstrate how you can create a network like this yourself, either manually or using AI tools such as Manus that can build a table for you that maps people and skills within an organization, and then import that table into InfraNodus, the tool that I developed that I will be using in this demonstration, in order to get the results that you need. So keep watching if you also want to learn how it's done. Okay, so let me demonstrate the first graph I have. This is the graph of the people in the current Trump administration and the skills that they have. And as you can see, it's built in a very simple way where there's a connection between an individual and a skill. So for example, Donald Trump has connections to media, communication, political strategy, JD Vance to law, venture capital, because he has connections to those fields. So then we map it all out, and the nodes are the people and the skills, and the connections are the edges in the graph. And then we apply various types of metrics from graph analysis, which is done automatically inside InfraNodus, to build this network representation. And then based on those metrics, we can identify the most influential concepts or individuals that are shown bigger on the graph. So for example, we see here that Trump's administration is particularly strong on political strategy and crisis management. And then we can also identify key individuals like this, like for example, David Warrington, because he connects the different clusters of skills and people together, and for example Christy Noem as well, right? So this is how you can extract the information about the most influential individuals and skills inside an organization using such graph. And then you can also identify what are the main clusters of people and skills within this organization. So for example, here we see there's a strong cluster with the most influence on crisis leadership, but also political strategy, business management, and venture capital. And by the way, the relative influence is distributed pretty well. So we can say that in fact this is a pretty well distributed skill set, but we also see that some stuff are missing, and also there's too much focus on political strategy node. And this is what InfraNodus also detects in the topical diversity metrics here. It shows that it's medium, it's not optimal. There's too much focus on some skills. So this is also what this organization could benefit from, adding more skills and taking the focus from political strategy and maybe going more into education, for instance, or social matters and so on, right? So these are some very interesting observations that you can do just by looking at the graph and by looking at these metrics that we have here. And the great thing about InfraNodus is that you can actually ask it about this graph using the new AI Insights module that you can turn on if you go to your user settings, enable experimental features, and here you can type in all the questions that you have about this graph yourself and ask it, for example, what are the most influential people in this network, right? So if you ask that, you see it will perform a search, it has access to the graph, and then it will give you an insight into what are the most influential people. So obviously Donald Trump, but also Christy Noem. And then it explains why, because they have connections to all these different skill sets and also to the different people that work in other fields as well. So they're not only knowledgeable about their topics, but they also connect to the different clusters. and that's what increases their influence. And you can also ask what are some skills that are missing in this organization. And once you do that, it will search through the information that is available to it, and then it says, okay, these are the skills that it's strong in: political strategy, crisis management, business management. However, there seems to be noticeable gap in technology integration, considering emerging digital trends, and cultural diplomacy. So these are some insights that you can get from the network just by talking in this chat-like form with InfraNodus graph and deriving some insights like this. So if you don't know how to read the graphs, then you can also use the built-in AI to talk to this graph and extract some insights. One other really interesting feature of InfraNodus is that it can identify the gaps in the network. And this is really, really good because you can see what are the different clusters of people that you could connect together. For instance, here we see that there is a gap between state governance and policy development. So there is a cluster of people and skills that are mostly concerned with policy development. And there is also a cluster of people and skills that are related to state governance, but there is not so much connection between them. They're only connected through this individual Christinoim, as you can see on the graph. So then it could give you an idea for how you could enhance this organization by introducing individuals or skills, or maybe making the people from those two clusters meet each other and work together in order for them to develop the connections between those skills. So this is also very, very useful if you're talking about organizational analysis and enhancing the workflows within the organization, finding the gaps and how you could connect them together. And by the way, inside InfraNodus, if you click on the AI question, then you can automatically generate an interesting question that can help you see how you could connect those two clusters together. So that could be, for example, if you're organizing an event, it could be some question that they could start with by integrating their different skill sets together. And you can also switch the mode here. So for example, if you don't want the question, then you can just switch it back to the chat mode. You have those two clusters selected, and you can start asking how to connect those two clusters together inside this chat interface. So that's also pretty useful because you can identify the gap, highlight the gap, and then see how you can connect the people and organization, what you're missing, what individuals and skills you could introduce into this skill set. So that I think is pretty useful, and I hope you find it interesting as well. And like I said, it doesn't have to be what you use for external organizations or for political organizations. You can even use it for your group of friends. For instance, here I have a network of my group of friends, and I identified a gap between the people who are working more on communities and, for example, some other people I know that are more into visual innovation, design, and so on, and they're not so well connected. So this gives me an idea that maybe I could introduce them to each other and have them meet and maybe work on some project together where they integrate both their community building skills and video creation, visual creation skills in order to generate some interesting artistic projects together. So you can also build a network like this for your personal group of friends or individuals that you know, and then see how it can be optimized. Let me actually show you how that works in detail. So first you need to go to the apps page of InfraNodus, and then you can go to ideate and create, explore new topics. And here you can go to the mind map, and inside mind map you can choose knowledge graphs with wiki links. So this means that you can use the special syntax in order to make connections between the nodes. So for example, I can start with myself. I can say that Dmitry Paranyushkin is friends with Ivan Rubio. So this is a personal connection I have, and I can start the graph with it. As you can see, we have the two nodes. Here is the statement that connects us together. So Ivan Rubio is connected to Dmitry Paranyushkin, and then I can start adding more connections. I can, for example, say Dmitry Paranyushkin is proficient in software development. And as you can see, I'm using this syntax of double brackets, so wiki links, so backlinks, because they're also used in tools like Obsidian and other personal knowledge management tools. So that means I can export this data later and add it into some other software. So that's why we also use this syntax here. And then you see I have the new connection between myself and the skill of software development. I can add that Dmitry Paranyushkin is also proficient in physical practices, right? So this is another skill I added here. And then I can add another skill that Ivan Rubio is also proficient in physical practices. And you're building these knowledge graphs of people and skills gradually so that you can basically, after a few iterations, build a graph of all the skills and people that you have. So here I have the final version here, where I added some people. And as you can see, it can get pretty complex, even if I just only have 32 entries here. And once I build this graph, you see it automatically applies ranking based on betweenness centrality. So these are the nodes that have the most influence in the network, and they're calculated by their ability to connect different clusters together. If you click on the question mark here, it explains how it works with the references to the scientific papers and the help articles on our portal that explain how betweenness centrality works. And then the colors indicate the different clusters that people belong to. So for example, here you have one interconnected cluster of people who know each other and who also worked on community projects together. Then you have one on holistic practices. This is me and my collaborator, Diego, for example. Then we have also creative wellness. So this is another cluster. And by the way, this network is not full. Just makes me think of another person I should add here who runs a wellness space called Joy Space in Berlin here, Ola. So you see, you already look at the graph and you think, okay, I should add more people for this cluster. So it also motivates you to think what kind of people you could add and how you could connect them together. And then you have the visual innovation cluster, and then there are more different clusters. So it's pretty cool because you can gradually build a network like this manually. And then once you build this network, you map out all the different things that this network is good at, right? And then you can understand a little bit better how to improve this network, or who you could go to in order to, for example, work on a specific project, or how you could connect different clusters together. By the way, here you notice I use a slightly different syntax, because instead of using double square brackets for individuals, I use the @ sign. So you can also do that, @ sign, name _ surname, and then it means that you will connect this person to the skills, right? So this is another syntax that you can use if you want to be more precise. And inside the settings here, in advanced text processing settings, you can also say that mentions will override all connections. So that basically means that when you write something like this, like you have here, you see I'm only connected to the skills that I outlined. I have software engineering, entrepreneurship, and then these skills are not connected to each other. So that's important, because sometimes by default you will have the skills connected to each other, which can be interesting also because it builds clusters of related skills. But if you want to be very clean, you can use this syntax, the person, and then the connections to the skills that they have in double square brackets or in wiki links. But the person's name is with the @ sign. All right, so this is how you would build a network like this manually. Two different types of syntax, the simple one with the double square brackets, wiki links, and the more complex one with mention _ and then wiki links, and then the setting that you have here to override all connections for mentions, and also make sure that you also only show hashtags here, and the wiki links are processed as hashtags. So just make sure you have the same settings in here, and then you will have the same results. All right, you can also build this network automatically. So for example, for Trump administration, what I did, I went to Manus, which is a great AI tool, especially if you want to create CSV tables, if you wanted to run research and extract some stuff from the internet and then organize them into some specific format. Manus is pretty good for that. They're not paying me anything. I'm just using them and I like them myself. So here I use this kind of prompt that generate a CSV file that maps the current people in the Trump administration to their skills, and other columns that show their loyalty score, and let's say also which state they come from, and that's enough. And we say one value per skill. So if there are several skills, make several rows where you link this person to the skill. Because eventually you want to have a very clean table that just has columns and rows, and in each row it's the connection between the person and the skill. And then if this person has a second skill, then you have the same person, another row, and another skill. I'll actually link in the description to this video to the file that is exactly what was generated here, so then you can see yourself how that works. And when you launch it in Manus, if you want to make something like this yourself or any other network, then you can just use the prompt that I provided, and then when it gives you the final result, you might want to change it to something else. So that's pretty easy to do, and you can do that as well inside Manus. So once you have something like this generated, it's going to take some time. You will have a file, and then you can go to the apps page inside InfraNodus, and you load the apps page, and then you go to analyze text files and external sources, and here you ask it to extract CSV file, and then you upload the file. I can show you the preview here. So I have exactly what I said, the name the skill. Okay, you can actually see it a little bit better here. I have the column with the name, so Donald Trump is proficient in business management, in real estate development, media communication, political strategy. Then we have the column with his position, how they're perceived from the outside, affiliation to the party, mostly they're Republicans, so this is maybe not so interesting, years of experience, their previous experience, degree level, and so on. So you could add a lot of different columns that you could later use for filtering. I'll show you how it works. Then I upload this file to InfraNodus, and then I choose that I want to analyze only these two columns because I'm interested in the connection between the person and the skill. So I'm going to analyze the name and the skill, how that person connects to the skill. All right. Then I go next, and here I can choose which values I want to use as filters. So for instance, if I want to analyze them by home state and military service, and maybe also loyalty score, I can choose these three, and then I will be able to filter the graph by those values. So that's pretty interesting too. Then I click next, give this graph a new name, click visualize, and what's going to happen is that it will import all these connections and show me the graph that you saw at the beginning of the video. And now when I click filter, for instance, I will see that, okay, I can see only the people from New York. Highlight, okay, there's only one connection from New York. Okay, then if I choose, for example, something a bit more generic, like the most loyal people, 5, then I can see what are the skills and the people who have the highest loyalty, for instance. Okay, so this is also pretty useful because this enables you to filter the graph by the different values. And by the way, you see all the original values here. So that can also be very helpful because very quickly you understand, what the data is like and what is the different tags that they have and how you could then filter it by those tags. And once you generate this, then you could say, okay, so for instance, now I have the main cluster on crisis management inside this administration. Then I have another one on political strategy, business management, venture capital, and then all these influential concepts and individuals. And by the way, what I also really like is that you can also remove some individuals from the mix to see what would happen if you removed one individual, what are the other ones that would take their position in terms of the influence. So for example, if we remove David Warrington, I remove him from the graph, and then let's see what happens. Now we have J.D. Vance that becomes one of the top individuals, also Kristi Noem, so let's also remove her and see who would take her place. Let's remove also Donald Trump, we can keep for now because we assume that he stays the president. So for example, Susie Wiles becomes relevant because she takes the position that Kristi Noem and David Warrington had in terms of the influence by enabling connections between different skill sets. So this is also a very interesting tool for you to experiment because you could see what happens when you remove some individuals from the network, what would happen to the network. And in the same way, you can also remove the skills and then see what are the other skills that become more relevant. By the way, if it shows you too much, you can always go to graph display, reduce the label or show labels only for the most connected nodes, and then you will have a slightly cleaner representation. And then when you want to talk to this graph, you just go to the AI module, which you enable here in experimental features, and then you can ask any questions about this network here. So yeah, this is how the analysis works, and this is how you build this network, and these are some of the insights that you can get from this network. Let me know if this use case is interesting for you, because I could record another very detailed video on all the different stuff that you can do with social network analysis using the graph and AI. And also, by the way, you can also run exactly the same thing inside Claude with our new server. So for instance, here, if you start a new chat, you could basically ask InfraNodus, you have the tool here, right? InfraNodus MCP server activated. You could actually build the whole graph inside InfraNodus here automatically and then query it using the simple chat interface. But I like the visualization because it allows me to see very clearly what are the people that are important, how they're connected, and so on. And in the end, it's all based on graph analysis, so it's nice to have this visual representation of how that works. All right, so I hope you find it useful. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. And let me know if you ran this use case and if you could extract some interesting insights. I would be very curious. And also if you would like me to record some more videos on this topic. Thank you.